Hi, today I want to walk you through the new feature within the Trak platform that allows you to use our AI expenses module to automatically create bills from an email that you send into the platform. Now, there are a couple of steps to making sure that our bills work really well within your Trak automated bills system. And the first part is a small change we've made to our suppliers and setting up suppliers in your Trak account. So, under your name and in your people tab, you've got your tab here for suppliers. Now, in this supplier tab, you can see a list of all your existing suppliers. You can create new suppliers or you can edit or manage suppliers in the system. Okay, now the reason that we want to edit or change these is because we've now got the ability to add a default expense account. Now, this will sync to your accounting packages or your expense details you've got. Yeah, and you can choose that this particular supplier is maybe a subcontractor, or it might be where you want to allocate materials or whatever it is that you use to differentiate your supplier expenses in your accounting package. This will now link automatically in your bills if you've got it selected. If you don't, like I'll show you shortly, you can just select it as an option, but obviously it's one more button that you have to push. The next step here is an expansion on our Trak inbox. Now, all of the accounts in Trak who are on pro or premium level subscriptions have access to their Trak emails. Now, this feature in itself is really handy because you have your own email address, and that email address allows you to provide that email to suppliers, or you can just forward emails that come into your Outlook or Gmail or whatever you choose to use, and they will come into your Trak account. From that email, you can allocate an email to an existing job, you can create a new job, or you can create an expense. Now, the next step we've taken here is to provide you with an extra detail which will automatically allocate expenses. Now, your company inbox email address is found in your company settings and email settings. In your email settings, you'll see that there is an inbound email address. So whatever yours is, you can edit and change this to suit your business at trak.co. The difference here between this inbox and the automation is that we're going to have our email at expenses.trak.co, and you'll have the opportunity shortly in our next update to be able to choose your expense email address and also your inbound email address. But your inbound email address for your automatic bills AI is your existing email. After the at, it is expenses.trak.co. Okay. Now, there's a few different ways that bills will come into your business. Some of them will be suppliers who send them in every day. Some of them will be guys out in the field and they take a photo of a bill and they send it into your inbox. Great. So in your emails inbox, you'll be able to see all your emails that come into the system. Now, currently, if you've got an email that comes into your system, if that email is for an existing job, you can just assign it to an existing job. That's great. It puts that email in your job, it puts the email tab and puts all the email information in it, and it grabs any files and puts them in your files tab, which is awesome. If you're using it in this current format, is a new job, and this job doesn't exist yet, but you want to create it, great. You just click the three dots and you can create a job. And it will open up your email, it'll open up your attachments, you can fill out your job card, and when you press save, it will create the job. It will create a folder called email attachments and put your files in it, and it will put this email in that job, which is really handy. Okay, so you're not double handling all of that information. At the moment, if this is a expense that comes in, currently you have to manually manage it. Okay, and this is where the AI automation is really handy. So when we look at this, if this was a bill, for example, I've got the opportunity to create an expense. But when I'm creating an expense, it's pulling nothing through into here. So I'm going through and going, okay, well, I need to get this number and I need to put it in my, maybe my description. I need to get the job that this is for. I need to figure out what supplier it is. I need to choose my expense account. All of this information is manually input, and then you can choose whether or not you're sending it on to your accounting package like a Xero or a MyOb or a QuickBooks, or you're just adding it into your Trak account. So what we want to do now is provide you with the opportunity to use AI to populate this situation. Now, there's two ways that you can do this. If you use your new email address, which is your current one after the @ is expenses.trak.co. It will automatically populate. But if you've got an email that's sitting in here, you can choose to just manually populate with AI. It'll go through and read all the attachment information, and it'll pull the details out and put it on your existing bill. You can then edit or change any items, and then you can create the expense. But what I suggest you do is you send it through into the system. So if I have a look at this one here, I've just forwarded through a bill here at the moment. Okay, I'm going to click on the three dots and I want to create an expense. So in this expense situation here, I can see that we've got a couple of different things in here. This here is just a handwritten expense. I've just written this on a bit of paper and I've forwarded this email into the system. Okay, so as I can see here, that it's picked up Bunnings as my detail. I can see that it's picked up my items. I can see that it's picked up my PO number and added it in the description. All of these items have been added automatically. Now I can see at the moment my Bunnings account, I haven't put the expense account against Bunnings. So I have to do this manually. But if I had Bunnings set up with that against it, it would automatically populate it. So this whole bill has been created just from a handwritten document. For those guys who are out there and you might have van stock, for example, and you just want your boys to say, what did I use on this job? What did I drag out of the car? They can just write it down, take a snapshot of it and just send it in. It's going to create the bill here for you. And then you can just allocate it to the job. It's a really handy way to be able to do that. Okay. So this is a great way to be able to generate your details. And then from here, I can just allocate it as I need. And then I can just create that expense. Okay, so nice and simple. I haven't had to manually go through any of these details and manage it in the system. That email is now gone out of my platform and it's now gone into my system as an expense against that job, and I can manage that in the platform as well. So when I go into my expenses, I can see that that expense is sitting there in my expenses on the job. Okay, and I can see that it is being managed in the platform. Okay, so this is a great way to be able to stay on top of all of those details, and I can get all of my information and documents into the platform really, really quickly. Okay, now, obviously part of your Trak account is the ability for us to manage this in the system as well. So the next stage we'll be looking is if you've got a purchase order in here, we'll be able to draw down on that PO as well. So that'll be the next stage of our integration here with our AI bills as well, which is going to be really handy. So from your account, you can forward any expenses that you want into the system. Once your expenses come into the platform, you'll be able to click on the three dots and create an expense. That expense will pull information through into the system. So then from here, you'll be able to see your description details, your documentation, your accounting, or anything that you've got set up. If it's not an existing supply, you'll need to create one, but you can manage all of your information directly from the system. Okay, if you've got any questions in regards to AI bills, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, contact@trak.co. We look forward to your feedback and continuing to improve this process because we know it's a massive time sink for lots of businesses, and this will allow you to get those expenses onto a job so you can actually have a look at real job profitability. So we're looking forward to your feedback. Thanks, guys.